What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at the new Mini John Cooper Works. This is the regular ICE version, so the petrol engined John Cooper Works. They also have an electric John Cooper Works now, but this is the one we want. It is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and it looks really cool if you ask me. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll take a look at the spec and some of the stuff you get on a Works, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for the Autobahn blast. So John Cooper Works has always been the most sporty and extreme version of the Mini Cooper, of course, and well, it is not different in this case. The only thing is that the John Cooper Works label or the John Cooper Works idea has been diluted somewhat. That has two reasons. One, of course, cars have just gotten less extreme, less loud, less of a hardcore experience, but also Mini decided to also offer a John Cooper Works package on a regular Mini Cooper, which comes very close to the exterior of this John Cooper Works. So I don't think that's a very good idea. They'll probably sell more Mini Coopers with that John Cooper Works package. So I do get it from a sales perspective, but it is a little bit unfortunate that you really have to look hard to differentiate the package from the real John Cooper Works. So you even get like the same front bumper with these two nostrils in there. You get a lot of the same stuff like a rear spoiler and the John Cooper Works badging like that one. The easiest way to tell them apart is to look at these red accents and the little winglets. So the winglets you only get on the John Cooper Works, and also those red accents are specific to the John Cooper Works. You also have this toe strap here at the front, which does look quite cool. Some livery, cool striping as well. I think it's a very handsome car. They've done a good job. New headlights as well with the ring, of course, and then on this car we've got these 18-inch John Cooper Works wheels. You also get different brakes with red calipers on the real John Cooper Works, which is great. Adaptive suspension, adaptive dampers, that you don't have a driving mode per se, so the dampers just react to the inputs of the car and the road, and they are adapting in that sense. They are very good. It is quite firm, but very doable as a daily driver, and of course you do want a bit, you know, of a stiff suspension. This is British Racing Green on this car, combined with a red roof, which is of course classic Mini, and then more stickers on the mirrors, little panoramic roof as well, another winglet down there. Oh, the tires, by the way, as I said, it's an 18-inch. These are 215s at the front, and this is a Vredestein Ultrac tire, and at the rear we've got 215s as well. Another little winglet on the rear bumper there. New rear lights, which look very cool, and a bar running across, a black bar with the Cooper and the John Cooper Works. You also get this little spoiler extension on the Works. So this black spoiler, that two-part spoiler, basically is part of the John Cooper Works package as well. But then this particular part is for the John Cooper Works only, and so is this part. So bodywork wise, if you know what to look for, it is easy to spot. But I have to say the regular John Cooper Works package also looks quite aggressive. So yeah, it is a slippery slope, but I think they've done enough. I think they've done enough. The rear is super nice. It's fat, it's just, it looks very racy, and we've got the central exit exhaust here, which of course is an historic reference, but also race minis use that. It is very, very cool. I love that. With the little diffuser there, it's a shame that it doesn't really produce any sound, but I love the look of it. I think this rear end is so good because it looks very modern, but still is so recognizable Mini. Yeah, design wise, I think they nailed it. So engine wise, did they nail that too? Well, we've got the B48 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 231 horsepower and 380 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 6.1 seconds, and the top speed is 250 kilometers an hour claimed by Mini. It weighs 1305 kilos, which for today's standards is not bad actually. That's actually quite good. But I love the design. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And this theme continues on the inside because this design is really good as well. So we've got a John Cooper Works door sill there, and then the rest of the interior I think has been done so well. So you've got some John Cooper Works details like this on the steering wheel, and then you have that little strap. Steering wheel itself is way too thick if you ask me. This rim is so thick, it's too much. Don't really like that, but I do like the rest of the design. So the dash, as you can see, is very high. So even though, you know, you're sitting quite low in the car, but not as low as you used to in old Minis, like back in the day. But because the dash is so high, you still have that same experience. The window is super narrow, the windshield, and then that high dash means that it works really well. Great sport seats as well. Nice and supportive, and they've done a lot with this fabric all around the car. So down here as well, on the doors, on the dash, it works. I think it suits the Mini very well. And that panoramic roof adds a lot of light, which is also great. Little bit of storage here as well, which I think is also quite cool. Wireless charger right there, and then we've got an interaction bar, and then we've got all our controls here. So this is the gearbox, the ignition, and the driving modes, and the audio physical button, great for the volume, and then a couple of shortcuts here, which is also great. And of course you get the new OLED display, a round display, and even though it's not really my thing, I think it's way too cluttered, and there's so much going on that it just it's very overwhelming. You can change driving modes, so you can also go for this one, which is a lot less busy. So I think that is like for every experience, that is what they call it. They're not driving modes, but for every experience you have a particular screen. So it works really well. It looks really good as well, but it's just a bit much. However, I think people that buy Minis will really like this. And even though it took me like 10 minutes to find out how to disengage the traction control, I did find out that you have something more important, which is the winter surprise. I mean, how have we lived for so long with cars without having a winter surprise? So, I know this is ridiculous, but if you have kids, I can imagine that this is really cool. This has pump up the jam in there. I can't let you guys hear that too long because of copyright reasons, but you get this video, which is like animated to the music. It looks super cool, and I think, yeah, it's just a cool little gimmick, and it suits the car. That's the most important thing. So that's what I meant when I said they diluted the John Cooper Works brand a bit, because it's not about that anymore. It's about this kind of thing. So let's start it up. And let's go to go-kart mode, which is like sport mode. This is also where you can turn off traction control, because you can only do that by hitting that button, going into the settings for go-kart mode, and then change that one. So we have Sport Plus, so that means that you have launch control. This is in Sport Plus, and then the steering in Sport. You can turn off all those animations, by the way, which is also great. And then you have this display or a big analog speedometer, which I think is pretty cool. Gearbox is a 7-speed dual clutch, and if you go to Sport there, you also always have to do that. It doesn't start in Sport mode when you go to go-kart, which I think is a mistake. But when you are in Sport mode and you pull a pedal on the steering wheel, you have a manual mode, which is a true manual mode, so it does not automatically shift up, which is great. Sound, as I said, there's hardly any sound coming from the exhaust. We do have some fake sound from the speakers, and it's this weird howling sound. So let me show you. It sounds weird, and then you get these super fake pops from the speakers in the rear. Those super annoying because they're very repetitive. But you can go into that menu, go into drivetrain, and then turn off the sound. Okay? And now you have a regular car, which is very nice. So going back to the experience mode, and then go to this one, because that means that we actually have a proper rev counter. Even though I think the red line starts well before that red line on the rev counter. Let me just try that. Second gear. Oh man, that thing lags so hard. How am I supposed to... Oh, this is what I mean. It has nothing to do with John Cooper Works anymore. This car is an exercise in product design. And they've done a great job at that. Don't get me wrong. They know exactly how to do this, how to, you know, hone in on that mini feel and the customer base. They've done a great job, but launch control, 2,500 RPM. What the hell? So this happened earlier as well. Doesn't really like to do launch control. I'm just putting my foot down. I'm not doing anything else. But it's supposed to do 6.1, but it's a bit wet, so yeah. So, handling wise, the car has grown up. It doesn't feel as hardcore as before, as I said, you know, minis of the past, but it is way more usable as a daily car. So of course that's the compromise here. But this engine, this B48, it works really well in this car. Handling wise, it's pretty good. I like the steering. It's nice and direct. So it, yeah, even though it feels quite a bit bigger and just more hefty than before, I do feel like it's a good balance between comfort and sportiness, basically. So yeah, I think they've done a good job on that. So let me try that launch control once more. So just go to sport, traction control in sport. Just doesn't like to do that. Launch control active, release. See? It's weird. It's called out by the wheel spin or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's hit the Autobahn. So I don't really have a proper rev counter. That's one more way to see that they don't really care about that anymore. They want beautiful screens and cool animations. But this rev counter right here is the biggest one in the car, and it's so laggy. And then the red line is before the red line on the rev counter. It's just all a bit confusing. So sport for the gearbox. Top speed, as I said, 250 kilometers an hour. We'll see if we can get close to that today in the review. But again, I like sitting here. I like looking out on this dash. I don't really like the head-up display though. This is so cheap. I don't understand why they didn't just use something from BMW. Because this is like, I don't know, Peugeot 2006. but I love the rest of the dash and the whole setup here. I also like that I can turn off the fake sound, because I just want to hear that engine a little bit, and if I do that listen to that. That doesn't even sound like an engine. It sounds like some kind of Star Trek teleportation beam or something. So back there we go. So it's supposed to do 250, and I already know that we're not going to get there, because Martijn already tried and he said it did not go beyond 237 kilometers an hour. GPS, that is, I suppose, but maybe not. Maybe it's just this 238. It won't go faster. I cannot put my foot down more. That is just stupid. Why is that? How is that? How is that okay? I don't like that. It does not do what it's supposed to do. It's not performing as advertised. If I sell someone some pants that are supposed to be, you know, a certain size, and then they put them on and they're, I don't know, they're 10% too short, they're not going to be like, oh, okay, that's unfortunate, but hey, I'm just still going to wear them. It's not what you're buying. 250 kilometers an hour should be at least 250 on the speedo, but that's already a stretch. So what it comes down to is, it's a great Mini. I really do feel that as a Mini, it's a great car. As a John Cooper Works, not so much. Skip that part. If you want a Mini, just get a Cooper S with a John Cooper Works package if you like the look of it, and you're nearly there. You have probably a better package that way. And that's a shame, because John Cooper Works cars used to be like proper little pocket rockets. And this, even though it's much better at doing stuff like this, high speed on the Autobahn, or just highway miles, or just, you know, your daily commute, it doesn't really feel exciting or aggressive, or I don't know. It just lacks a little bit of that thing that makes John Cooper Works cars John Cooper Works cars. So much better, much better. So that's it for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a shame that John Cooper Works is not really what it used to be. It feels like a focus group has been at work here, a lifestyle focus group. And there are a lot of things to like and a couple of things that I don't really like, but yeah, I'm happy that it is still here, that we still have a proper petrol powered John Cooper Works. So I guess that's the most important thing, right? Thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.